Hey guys, the Bot Builder back for another video, and today is going to be a special one. Yeah, as basically, um, during the process of Series 1, I've gone through some of my robots and I've decided to update some of them. And yeah, I'm just going to show off some of the robots I've updated now. You can see them all right here on my nice little lid. So I'm going to show them off to you. Just show them off in this little robots update. So I think the first thing we should go over really minor changes. These are the robots that haven't really been changed that much. I think the first one we should go over is Snappy. You might remember Snappy. It was one of the random bot builds. Haven't really changed it that much, apart from I've now given it the green stripes they had in Bugglebot Season 2. So yeah, just to keep it more in line with the Snappy, the modern Snappy. So yeah, there's Snappy. Not really much to say about it. I also changed Accident up a little bit. Accident now have a bottom panel right there, just for realism purposes and to stop that annoying squeaking sound when it moves. Yeah, not really changed too much. Another Bugglebots robot, K2, has also been changed up a bit. My issue, the old one with K2, apart from the size, but there wasn't really anything I could do with that, was the colouring. The colouring just wasn't right, so I've gone back over it, covered it in black tape, and now it looks fine. Yes, my first ever beta spinner, and it's now all nice coated in this nice looking black. I also changed up Metal 2. As you can see, Metal 2 no longer have the spikes. There was a reason for this, because the spikes, they did have a tendency of falling off, and they were just a pain to get back on. And they kept clipping at the body anyway, so I decided just to remove the spikes. They are still just as powerful though. They are still a very powerful spinner. They just have slightly less range now, but they are still quite nice, and it's still quite a nice machine. And just to show you how the power is without the pins on the spinner, let's just have Accident here. There we go, still causing some good damage. As we know, Metal 2 runners up at the account Mayhem. So yeah, there's Metal 2. Nuts 2 has also had a minor change now. They've now got a much wider chain span, so the chains are much longer now. This robot is one that will be competing in Series 2. They do have this nice set of flails. Here they are flailing against Accident. There we go. Nice little hit there. These were actually a toy from a Christmas cracker, and I thought they could come in handy, so I basically attached them on, and they are quite handy. And yeah, they are going to be in Series 2. See how they do there. I even updated Rhino. I gave him a much bigger horn now. It still likes to break off. Where's that bloody piece? There we go. Sorry about that. Yeah, it's just got a bigger lifting horn now, just so it can lift robots up now. Kind of like, that was the original plan. It was meant to be a pusher that could lift. So yeah, there it is, lifting up Accident. Apart from that, basically the same. And by popular demand, I've now given Aftershock a self-writer. I know they didn't have a self-writer in real life, but my Aftershock did have a tendency of going on their backs and not self-writing, which is a shame because they do have a very powerful spinner. But now with a self-writer, they should, well, probably last a bit longer, because they are going to be in Series 2 as well. And yeah, I hope they do well there. Here they are getting in a good hit onto Accident. There we go. Still the same very powerful spinner they always were, just now with a self-writer. And I also did the same thing to the runners-up of Series 1, Donald Thump. Yeah, this is another robot that's in Series 2. They are actually seeded for Series 2. They are seeded number 2 because they came second. And they're hoping to reclaim their championship that they won all the way back in pre-Series 6, also known as Series 0. They now have a self-writer too. It does extend out quite far. That's just so when they get toppled onto their backs, they're still able to self-write. And they still have that very powerful spinner. I'm wondering if I may. So now with the Stream Egg, it's essentially indestructible. So we'll see if anyone will be able to beat it now in Series 2. Maelstrom has also had a slight little update. As you can tell, I've now given it the British flag that it had. Because, well, why not? But a more important change is that I've now made the wheels double-sided, because they did have a tendency to keep bending. So now it should flip robots a lot easier without the wheels bending. Here they are flipping over accident. There we go. Nice flip right there. Yeah, Maelstrom. Very nice robot. I'm quite happy with it. If I ever go to another Extreme Robots event, I might buy another Maelstrom and might do some customizing, might make a Saint Aggro out of it, but I'm happy with having a Maelstrom for now. Whiplash has also been updated. Whiplash are a machine that are going to be in the upcoming, good lord, what's happening here with the spinner? Wait, sorry, I have to... Sorry about that, the disc was clipping against the body, so I just had to move it back a bit. But Whiplash, they're a robot who are going to be in the upcoming US Championship this year. I have changed them a bit. I've now given the lifting arm a bottom panel now because their lifter did get really damaged, so I had to go back and make it a lot stronger. Yeah, I don't really need to test it out though. It's basically, well, I'm going to do it anyway because it is cool to see robots get lifted up and over. But yeah, there they are, lifting over accident, and there it is using its disc as a saw hammer. And yes, I know that's not a popular term. I like the term saw hammer. Leave me alone. Yeah, there's Whiplash. Here's another updated Series 2 competitor. It's Yin and Yang 2. Now, this isn't a rebuild. This is actually the same robot. It's just there is now one big difference. Well, two actually. The first is that it's now double-sided in cards now, so it should be a lot stronger, a lot more durable, shouldn't be bending as much. And two, it can self-right now. And out of curiosity, I wrote Yin and Yang on both of them respectively, just so I won't get confused which one's which anymore. And yes, we will be seeing Yang 2 in the middleweights this year. I'm planning on recording the middleweights in March. No, not March. This holiday, actually, so I'm planning on recording that next week. So yeah, they still have the awesome spinners. Let's see if we can ping ball accident. Ah, oh, poor accident. I've also edited Gravity, a very minor change. The minor change here is that I've given it a lower plate now, so it should get under robots a lot easier now. The flipper is still as powerful as it ever was. It's a bit difficult to get underneath accident because they do have a the low ground clearance. But if we take, say, Whiplash, I think would be a better example. It can get under robots a lot easier now. So yeah, there's Gravity. And from one Dutch robot to another, it's Tomahawk. Yeah, Tomahawk has the nice axe now. Well, actually, no, they always had that axe. What's actually changed is the body. I've just made it more angled, because my original Tomahawk was inspired by Tomahawk before it got bought by Dutch Robot Girls. But this one, I decided to base it more off that. But based on, like, the Series 9 and 10 version. They still have the axe, still got the wedgelets. It's just more nice, angled and sloped. And I think it looks better as well. I like robots more when they're nice and sloped and angled. It looks cooler. And probably the last robot that can fit into the category of minor changes, we have Mega Mouse. All I've done to change this one is I've given it a mini-bot now. Yes, I have made a little Charles that's just there just to get underneath robots, leave them vulnerable to the flipper, so Mega Mouse can flip them over. Yeah, just made a little mini-bot for it, which was quite fun actually. Didn't take that long to make, to be honest. So yeah, there's Mega Mouse. Right, so we've looked at the minor changes. Now it's time we move on to the more major changes. The first one is Duck, or shall I say Duck 2.0. Yes, Duck is now a 180-degree lifter. My first ever 180-degree lifter. I've always wanted to make one, and I'm quite confident with how to make them now. So, who knows, you might see a 180-degree lifter appear at some point in a random bot build. I do have plans to make Probophobia from Extreme Warriors. But yeah, Duck, nice lifter right there. The lifter is pretty effective as well. I mean, it's a bit difficult to use one-handed, but yeah, it can lift robots up and over still. Duck will be in the US Championship. They are, I'm not going to spoil what seed they are, because the seedings will be very unique for that tournament. It won't be based on past performance. All I'm going to say is it's going to be, the US Championship is going to be very similar to the Desperado tournament. You'll see what I mean when July the 4th comes round. But yeah, there's Duck. Now this robot, you'll all recognise, this is Exterminator Remastered. I have updated it, because the issue with the original Exterminator Remastered was that the spinner was too small, and, well, it broke. But now I've given it a bigger spinner. I've also made it taller, to make it more accurate to the Series 7 Exterminator, giving it a front, well, I still have the same front scoops, but they're now hinged, just so it can get lower. It's overall just a much better machine. The spinner still isn't really the most powerful, but it is more powerful than it was before. It is kind of hard to make a powerful spinner that is similar size to Exterminator and try and fit it into shape. But yeah, they are much better. The side trio work better now due to the robot shape. Except when it doesn't. But I kind of use the spinner self-right, so it can self-right now. And yeah, this isn't going to be in Series 2. Unfortunately, there just wasn't enough space. The next two robots are robots that aren't going to be in Series 2. But yeah, I'm still quite happy with what I did with Exterminator. Right, now try and guess what this robot is meant to be the sequel of. Given up? Well, believe it or not, this is Scorpion 3. Yes, I've made the sequel to King Scorpion, and it isn't terrible! Yes, if you're wondering, King Scorpion are currently residing in a Lego box in bits. Because it really wasn't a good robot, but I decided to rebuild, well, not rebuild it, I decided to give him a new robot called Scorpion 3. The reason why it's 3 is because King Scorpion was a sequel to a robot called Scorpion, and this is the third iteration, and it is a flywheel spinner. It's inspired by a Robot Arena 2 robot called Scorp Beta, which competed in Banter Wars 2.75, which wish would have had a couple more episodes. And yeah, and now it's just a nice flywheel spinner. Has a self-righting Scorpion tail as well, so it can self-right. It's just overall a much better improvement, and it's made from K'NEX, which is much more durable than Lego. It's a bit difficult to spin the spinner with my non-writing hand. There it is. We got it revving up. There we go, getting in a nice hit. And I have tested this robot out before, and they are quite deadly. I tested them out in a mini tournament, and they got quite far before losing out to Red Baron. It was a mini off-air tournament. But yeah, they're quite a nice robot. And to end it off, why not me sneak peek you the idea of some of the robots that will be in Series 2? Obviously, I have shown a couple of Series 2 competitors, but none of them were major updates. The next two are major updates. This is Dietor. Yes, I have finally updated Dietor to its modern counterpart, Diet or it is called Dietor, but it really should have been called Diet, or as in iron ore. And yeah, I am really happy with how this turned out. And honestly, this robot could be a contender. It is a very powerful flipper. And as I said, they were in the same mini off-air tournament, European Championship, I believe it was, that Scorpion was in. They got to the finals, actually, and lost to Red Baron after a close flipper fight. But they already have a off-air victory against Tornado under their belt, so yeah, quite impressive. The flipper is very powerful. Here they are throwing accidents away. Honestly, this robot I could see doing very well in Series 2. More in Series 2 next year, of course, because I still don't have all the robots for it, but Dietor, one to watch out for. And probably the result I am the most chuffed with, this is Cobalt. Yes, I finally gave Cobalt a go, and oh boy, I'm absolutely happy with how this turned out. This is the replacement of Carbide. Carbide are now retired, unfortunately. I was planning on retiring them ages ago. I put them in Rotor Wars Omega Series 1 a sort of a last song to them, and they won the Pilot Championship, which absolutely amazed me. And honestly, that's a great way for them to go, is getting at least one more trophy before they retire. If you're wondering where Cobalt and the old Dieter are, not Cobalt, Carbide and the old Dieter are now, they're off at my dad's house. Now, I'm at my mum's house right now. But yeah, Carbide and Dieter are now at my dad's house. Cobalts, though, I'm absolutely chuffed with how it turned out. I love the detail I got on there. I got some good detail. Got the British flag. I'm trying not to make the blade hit the tablet. I got the whites. I had a white fidget spinner, and I thought it sort of looked like the one they used to fight Minotaur with. So I got that. Got in a nice front plate. It says Cobalt on there, and it is a very powerful spinner. Not sure if it'll be able to get in underneath Accident. It does struggle when it's not going up against a wall, but it does have a lot of power behind it. I think I should get a better robot for this. I could do it better when it's double-handed and there are arena sidewalls beside, but it is brutal. And I'm very happy with how it turned out. And this is a seeded machine for Series 2. They are seeded 7 for Series 2, so will they live up to their seeding? Well, we'll find out. But unfortunately, we all know the phrase, out with the old, in with the new, so it's time for the robots that I am retiring. And apart from Carbide and Dietor, which, and King Scorpion, because they're getting sequels, one robot I am retiring for good is, unfortunately, my two-headed Death Flamingo. Yes, I know it's sad. I might make a new two-headed Death Flamingo for a random bot build. I'm not too sure, but currently, right now, they are retired. You could just look at the state my two-headed Death Flamingo is in. Look, the top is absolutely crumpled. The wings and the double axe head have fallen off. And, I mean, I could make a new one. But at the same time... the team have kind of, well, in my series, the team are kind of more competing with Snappy now, because it is the same team. So Snappy are kind of taking up the mantle of two-headed Death Flamingo now in my series. But yeah, it's just a sad sight. I might give him another go. Still unsure if I will, though. Yeah, but poor two-headed Death Flamingo. You can enjoy your retirement with your missing wings and your missing heads. Snappy your illegitimate brother or sister or something, I don't know, will do you proud, I think. Yeah. But yeah, those were all the updates and the retired. Yeah, it's sad, I know. But yeah, that's kind of does it for this video, and I hope to get another video out for tomorrow. That will be a Series 1 related video. It will be something to do with the awards. Yes, the awards. I'll just talk about that. But I'll obviously be talking about the awards and how to vote and all that, and what awards there will be. But yeah. But until then, the Bot Builder, out.